know, Dash Thailand, or with Dash Thailand, we started to create essentially the first, or one of the first crypto payment ecosystems in Asia. Of course, in Thailand, obviously, with very much focusing on the tourism industry, digital nomads, and all the high numbers of Thai traders there. And with Dash Next, now we take this to the next level and go really from what was before more of a grassroots thing, now to really a top-down scaling approach with partnering up with companies on all verticals of the payment industries, such as tourism, POS providers, card issuers, crypto debit cards, like all verticals you can imagine. No one is essentially not interesting. And as I mentioned already yesterday, we're in a blue ocean of new opportunities because most people just don't accept crypto yet. So we have so many chances and so many great partners we can do. And today we have Sabrina with us from Bluecon, and I'm going to introduce now a fantastic solution we're going to launch with them. Maybe Sabrina, you say a couple of words about you, and then we go into details, and I got a blast of what we're going to do.
Hello, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, I'm Sabrina, came from Korea, and I'm very honored to be here with the Dash community today. And this is my brief bio. I'm currently in charge of CEO of Bluecon, which is our project name. And before I joined the blockchain industry, I used to working for traditional financial company, Morgan Stanley Capital International, as an analyst. And our company, Blue Global Partners, has more than 10 years experience in payment system. So we have worked with Korea's government and also with Malaysia, Indonesia, China, and Taiwan for comparable card. And we also had developed a whole process of payment system for department stores and convenience stores in Korea. So we are very focused in the payment system development. And as we have the long history in this area, we had a simple thought: if we can provide this technology to the blockchain industry, then we can make the whole crypto world much bigger than before. So our Bluecon card is developed, and it can make the cryptocurrencies to become daily, crypto daily, what is that? Daily payment, yeah, daily use. Yeah, so Felix will really introduce our Bluecon card more details.
Exactly, and after that, Sabrina's going to do a live demo on how it all works. Sabrina mentioned it already. The very important thing with crypto is that if I ask my mom, she always looks at me and says, "Oh boy, I'm so proud of you, but I really have no idea what you do." As you can see from our other technology, like using iPhones, people usually don't care what's happening in the background. They want a nice, smooth solution to work. So user centricity is what we really focus on here with this solution. And I think that's a very nice way to easily spend crypto. So as you can see, it's about cards, what we do. I have a clicker. So there's 3 cards we're going to launch. One is a global card for public transport. The other one is a Korea local card for public transport, plus some awesome additional features. And number 3 is a crypto debit card. For the first one, and this is how it's look like. We have a Dash branded public transport card. And because these guys were working with public transport systems, so now we are going around and integrating these cards in public transport systems, right? So I mean, all of you who have a personal contact to CEO of I mean, as we go, we want to connect obviously more and more. For now, China, Korea, Malaysia, Hong Kong, and I hope I get the guys from Thailand on board. And again, if anyone of you has contacts, give them to us. We want to have a Dash card for public transport all around the world. And this same card in Korea has additional features, which is really awesome. With this card, you can not only drive the whole public transport in whole of Korea, we are also integrated in around, 8 million stores, offline, online. They are partnering up with Lotte, which is one of the biggest companies in Korea. So everybody who has been in Korea will see the name Samsung and Lotte all around. They even have like the biggest skyscraper there. So it's a huge company. Directly at the point of sale, wherever you go, you can tap this card, you pay it, it's cash compatible, you top it up. And this is one very exciting thing I almost forget to say. The most exciting thing is that it works via a everybody who has a DigiFinex account can link this card and directly top it up, or, and this is the next thing we have here, we also have a MasterCard and a Visa card, Dash branded, for global usage, also as I just learned for American citizens, so ooh. And this card also, all you need is a DigiFinex account, their app. You don't even need to log in anymore in your DigiFinex account. You just spend the Dash balance you have on DigiFinex with that card, right? So again, the BlueCon public transport card is a card you top up and then you use it. And this card, you just spend your balance on DigiFinex. So Sabrina, tell us more.
Okay, so this is our payment system platform. It shows how our system is working. So it is named by EXO platform. It means connection. So it connects to the crypto wallet, to crypto exchanges, and also connect to the existing payment system, which is the bank and our BlueCon card. So basically, if the user apply for our BlueCon card from the crypto exchanges and then link their account to the card, then they use their listed coins like Dash can be used anywhere in the world where accept the Visa or MasterCard. So whenever they make a payment with Dash, the membership stores will receive fiat instead of crypto, and their Dash coin will be deducted instantly from their account in these Finex exchanges. So it shows that they can make the real-time payments with their Dash coins. So here, okay. And here it shows the fee rates of Dash card for your reference. And for the top-up card, yes, it has a 0.5% of charging fee. And for the debit card, there are exchange fee and payment fee. It is about 1% for fees. It is very lower than comparing any other payments cards. But the point here is not the fee. The important thing is the system can make you to do the real-time transaction with the real-time process. So I want to show you a short video clip here so you can see you use the Dash coins can be used in Korea market. Is it?
Uh-oh.
Oh. Why it's not? Why it's not work?
Hier kommt kein Signal raus. Jetzt kommt raus.
Bist du lauter?
It's already.
Dash airplane.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, thank you. So that is our 0.5 version of platform that can be used in Korea market with the top-up card. And once our 1.0 version of platform is complete, the debit card can be used with Dash in the world any place. And I want to show you a demo with real-time transactions. And let's go to my laptop. Yeah, put down. So there are 3 divided screens on my laptop. The left one is my mobile phones with our applications named by BluePass. And right upper side is a user's account. It shows the Dash balance there in DigiFinex exchanges. And the bottom one is the company's account. So whenever the users make a payment or top up with Dash, then Dash will be transferred to the company's account. So I want to show you the transactions from here. So I click our application BluePass. And it shows my assets. I have 10 Dash, and with the real-time rate from DigiFinex exchange, it is 68 US dollar per Dash. So total asset is 700 more US dollar, right? And you can see the card number and balance in the middle of the screen, and it is empty now. And use the NFC function. You tap your card to the mobile. Then it shows the card number and the balance. I have 3,200 US dollar in my card. Yeah, and okay. And let's try to top up to this card, use Dash, and you click top up, and there is the total asset, and current balance is 3,000, right? And I want to pick 30 US dollar, and it shows they will deduct 0.4 something Dash from here, and you click proceed. And are you sure you want to top up 30 US dollar? Yeah. Yes. And tap again to my mobile phone, and top up successful. It only takes 1 second, and done. Yeah. And you see there was 3,200, right? And you tap once more, and it shows, okay, yeah, right, so. Murphy. Oh, okay, yeah, there was 230 US dollar, right? And the Dash was deducted from my asset. And Felix, you helped me to refresh the account from user's account. And it was 10.43, yeah, and refresh it. Yeah, and it's the same with my mobile, right? And you refresh from the company's account. It was 7.7. And now it increased to 8 Dash, right? So it's a real-time transaction. And yeah, thank you. And now we do the payment here. Yeah, because this is a convention, we cannot show you we do the payment outside. So we try to buy a gift card. So I will choose the 10 US dollar for gift card, and it will deduct 0.14. And would you like to buy 10 US dollar? Yes. And payment successful, there is a pop-up, and done. And yeah, you see my asset is deducted. And then you try my account from DigiFinex. Yes, it is deducted, right? And our company's account. Here is increased, right? So every transactions can be checked here. So we just bought a top up for 30 US dollar and bought a gift card used 10 US dollar. So it is the whole process is the real-time transactions, and the users don't need to log into crypto exchanges and then sell your coins and then transfer your fiat to bank account. It is very complicated, right? So if you have this Bluecon Dash card, you don't need to do that kind of process. Just use your card and mobile to use anywhere you like. And you don't need to change the money, change your Dash to fiat in advance, and you just use how much you want to use it at the moment, right? So this is our demo. I want to share with you what our 0.5 version of platform can be worked with Dash.
And to make that clear, right, you don't have to, this is directly linked to your DigiFinex account. So the amount you have there will automatically deduct it, no need for top up. But of course, as this is a public transport card, you need to top up. And in the moment you top up, you have an exchange rate for the price. So you exchange $100, will be deducted from your Dash, and you will have $100 on your card in that moment. So this is the difference between the debit card, of course, and the public transport card. In 1 second. Going to do a question round anyway. Now one last slide, because we just said it's version 0.5 or 0.99, as I am confident, because we're going to launch next month, or actually not in this month, in 2 weeks in Korea, in Seoul, at their Congress, FinTech Innovation Congress, a lot of high-class speakers. And I'm humbled to be invited there as well, and to launch with you together the working solution for that. And after that moment, get a DigiFinex account ready in time, so you can be the first to apply, because I have number 5 of these cards, so be fast. Thank you. I have some Dash giveaway cards for you guys. Be fast, grab one. Wait, in order for fairness, let's get the other half of the... Oh my God! Yeah. Get some, guys. So, any questions? Please.
Who's setting the exchange rate? Are you buying the market price?
The exchange rate is DigiFinex.
Yeah, so you're buying market price and not OTC from DigiFinex.
Yeah.
In any case.
Yeah. The model is actually, to make that clear, DigiFinex now is the first exchange we're launching with, right? And the plan with Bluecon is to offer this technology and this ready-to-make solutions to, number 1, other exchanges, and number 2, other issuing banks to issue these cards, right? So we plan, of course, that this use case does make sense. The more traction you get on it, that means the bigger exchanges make most sense to connect these cards.
This is the transport card, right?
This is the transport card, exactly.
Which transport systems can I
It's for Korea.
Currently
Only Korea. The other ones are right now in the process of setting up, and these can be integrated already. Pyongyang? Not yet. Is there a subway in Pyongyang? I wasn't aware of that, but let's get Pyongyang.
They're very proud of their subway.
Okay.
Very proud.
Please.
I have a question.
Yeah, Sabrina, come here for the questions.
I have a question. I'm quite frequently in Korea, so how do I top it up? I tried to search for the app.
You get the app.
Repeat the question.
Okay, sorry. The question is, he is quite frequently in Korea, so how does he top it up, the Korean public transport card?
Anywhere in Subway or any convenience store, Smart, everywhere can top up. You mean in Korea? Yeah, right. Yes.
You don't even need a DigiFinex account to top it up.
Yeah, no need. Yeah.
And I can top it up with that.
With Dash, you have to use our application.
With Dash, it's DigiFinex. With Cash, it's everywhere.
The app is not live yet, right?
The app is live after we launch it next month in Korea, 14th of October.
Can you share the story of how you brokered this and any learnings that you can pass along to us?
Oh yeah, very happy. I mean, very good question. Thank you for asking this actually. And because this is exactly what we do, right? For us, and this is what I said before, Dash Next is scaling down and top-down partnerships. So for us, it's really connecting the dots. So it doesn't matter what you are. If you want to do payment, you will always have some dots you have to connect. In this case of debit cards, of course, you need any bank who issues a card. You need any exchange/payment provider who offers you a fiat off-ramp to pay the merchants. And you need the technology behind it, right? So these are the three hurdles you have to overcome in this case. And as they have a working solution, we were lucky to have found a bank. Am I allowed to say where this bank is?
Vietnam,
Yeah,
Korea.
okay. Vietnam, Korea, and the exchanges, obviously, you have to talk to them and give them a value proposition. But with this case, actually, you have an awesome value proposition because like you have X amount of users, so Y amount of users will ask for this card and will do that amount of transactions, and the exchange can profit, they can profit from the transactions fees.
How do we apply?
How do we apply for this card? On DigiFinex.
Yeah, DigiFinex is our first exchanges to adopt our platform.
And they will send the card to our country?
Yes, right.
Yeah, they will send the card to every country. Is there any country excluded? No. Okay. Thank you very much. Approach us. Thank you, guys. Okay. Should I do an intro? Yeah, sure. Sorry, I stay right on the stage because I know we're going to do the next intro for our other partner. His name is Rana. He's an awesome guy, and he comes far, far away from Dubai. Registered a company in Singapore, and we launched essentially a hotel platform together with him. And this is what we're going to present. And this hotel platform is very, very long in the making. In fact, it is longer in the making than I am involved with Dash, because since our number one, actually, Rana and me did in Berlin a workshop with a very nice breakfast. And as you know me from yesterday, a lot of flip charts and business model canvases and all. And we flipped and flipped and flipped this idea until, damn, we have a hotel platform with so many, 700,000 hotels, airlines, everything coming up. You will tell us more.
Thank you, Felix. Felix being a great friend, and I remember the first time when I met, I think our meeting lasted for 5 hours, and my wife was waiting. He said, "What are you doing?" But thank you, Felix. So where we are, and I have to say to you, during that workshop, initially we had a thought, the white paper was there, but the entire flow was not coming through. So it was a good 5-hour top work where we understood what it takes for people to keep using the coin, right? And how the demand of the coin will keep increasing. Because that's the key of any ecosystem, right? If the user is not there, the use case story is not there, how will it go forward? So let's see the video, and then we talk a bit more. Not yet. It was working.
Of course, Murphy is here.
Actually, you can play the YouTube one. Thank you.
No matter where you go, no matter where you stay, or wherever your travels take you, there's Hotelier Coin. Earn loyalty coins for booking thousands of hotel brands, vacation homes, luxury villas, car rentals, flights, and other travel experiences. Travel anywhere, anytime, and get rewarded every step of the way. Hotelier coins can be monetized at any time.
Maybe you need to explain it.
I think it's better we play with YouTube.
Okay.
I think let's rely on let's open the presentation. No, up there. You don't have internet? Okay.
No matter where you go, no matter where you stay, or wherever your travels take you, there's Hotelier Coin. Earn loyalty coins for booking thousands of hotel brands, vacation homes, luxury villas, car rentals, flights, and other travel experiences. Travel anywhere, anytime, and get rewarded every step of the way. Hotelier coins can be monetized at any time, held for profit as an investment, or used to empower your next adventure. Hotelier coins are managed by smart contracts, so the supply is limited, coins never expire, and they're designed to increase in value with market demand. The future of loyalty is here. With Hotelier Coin, it pays to travel. Start earning loyalty coins at hoteliermart.com.
The other video had the Dash picture in this, so let's take the presentation if we can. Actually, that's our platform. It's not. No, it's not. Yeah. Super. Hotelier Coin is a travel loyalty program, a travel loyalty coin, and so instead of points, you earn coins, right? So that's where we are. Let's see what we are doing. We'll talk about the problems, the solution, the core features of our, and about our team as well. So Hotelier Coin, the first thing what I said is we are replacing loyalty points with loyalty coins. Right? So you don't earn air miles, you don't earn points, you earn coin, right? So air mile plus points equal to Hotelier Coin. Next, what's our vision, where we want to be, we want to do? We want to be a decentralized application by rewarding and synchronizing the entire travel industry. Synchronizing is, for that, synchronizing airline, car rental, leisure operators. Travel business is worth of, what, $7.1 trillion, and it needs technology. It's still, to give you one example, right? Let's talk Expedia. What's the Expedia? Anyone can guess the turnover of Expedia? Turnover. 90 plus billion. Their revenue is about 14 billion. They have 6% market share, just 6%. And they are growing at the rate of 14%. And they are number 2. Priceline is number 1. So just understand the liquidity, where we are heading for. 70% of world inventory, about 70%, is unbranded. Doesn't have a loyalty program. Marriott is just 6,000. Now there are Airbnbs there. There are small boutique hotels there. So there are the huge loyalty opportunity in the world. So again, where we are heading for? Are we competing with Booking.com, Expedia? I would say no. We are Travelier, which is our loyalty program, where you earn community points, which is travel community points, based on travel post, content, as well as booking your vacation and experience. Here you go. So I spoke about travel industry. Now, this is what it is called points, right? So there are $100 billion worth of points every year is unused. So for instance, you might have 2,000 points from Hilton, 5,000 from Marriott, 5,000 from Hilton, but you need maybe 30,000 points to stay. So your points cannot be monetized. It's stuck there. If you don't use by a certain time, it expires. So you end up having 10 loyalty programs, different brands, but you can't use it. So out of those 100 billion, 77% participate in the loyalty program. Is 46% are in the hotel and 40% are in the airline. Here you go. That's a challenge. The points cannot be monetized. The valuation, this is important. You get a points, right? Let's say you get Marriott points. Who values the points? Marriott. Absolutely. I'll tell you, so that before I make some strong comments, what's my background? I'm ex-hotelier, general manager with Fairmont Hotels across Dubai, Kenya, South Africa, Canada. So I come from a branded hotel, including Marriott and the Regent Hospitality. Opened few hotels, Raffles, Dubai, I think Singapore, you know how beautiful is the hotel. But the point valuation, I used to, before I left my job, I used to own huge amount of points, Starwood points. I had a vision. I said, you know what? when I'm going to start my own, I'm going to use these points for my stay. Marriott bought Starwood. Starwood points went back as Marriott points. I used to need 7,500 points to stay in one room night in Starwood. I used to get a checkout at 4 p.m., upgrades and so on. But with Marriott, now I need 35,000 points, where else I need 7,500 there. And I used to earn points with every dollar I spent with my credit card. So you could imagine the issue is the valuation of the points. And 35,000 points, I think I'm staying here now in 4 Point Sheraton with 25,000 points. The room rate is $250. When I went to India to stay in a Starwood property there, I have to pay same 25,000 points, but the room rate is $125 because they give the points as per the categories. So that's another issue, right? And as a customer, you can never monetize. And again, there's no comprehensive loyalty program. If you have Marriott points, can you use in Hilton? No. If you have a Hilton, you stay in a standalone hotel here somewhere, can you use it? No. So let's talk about loyalty points, air mile, cryptocurrency equal to hotelier coin. So this is what the point system is on the blue, and that's the coin what we are. So coin never expire, points expires, points cannot be monetized, coin can be monetized. We are backed with the token economics. The coin, the brand is done by the coin itself, or means by the brand itself, the valuation. We give cash back, they give points. Again, another important thing is here. So, as I said to you, the biggest, how does the Marriott and they work? They give you points, but every hotel, they're different owners. So what they do is they have a contract with the hotel and the Marriott brand, or corporate, at a certain pricing, so that they are buying the inventory from the hotel. So who suffers? The hotel owner suffers as well. So what we are doing is, any hotel who are directly contracted with us, we give cash back to those hotels as well. From our 12% commission, we give up to 4% commission to a traveler, 4% back to the hotel, and we keep 4. So that's mean every $100 you spend, $8 of hotelier coin demand goes up, because we are buying the hotelier coin and giving back from the money which customer. Now, for instance, you're going to ask me, oh, it's Booking.com. So if the rate goes up in Booking.com, you pay the rate, right? Hotel owners makes money, but you don't make it. Here, if the rate goes up, you still make 4% out of it. And the value of the hotelier coin grows up, so your future stay, it gets paid automatically. So that's where we are in. So our entire platform is built in a very holistic way. Every transaction which happens in our platform has to be win, win, win. Otherwise, we don't do it. Our core features. This is what it's launched right now, hoteliermart.com. You go, you book your hotels, and you earn a cashback in hotelier coin. Right now, we have about 600,000 hotels. In less than a month or half, we should have about 600 airlines. We signed with Eurocars as well. That's also coming. And the airport transfers. Beyond that, we have something called Uber for Chef, right? Because you can, with Airbnb, what's the most unused place in your apartment is your kitchen, right? So that's where we are also incubating the chef, because these are all free. That's why it's a decentralized, right? We want everybody to have fintech, they use loyalty coins, they make the payment, and so on. And the Travelier is our loyalty program. So this is where Marriott Bonvoy, we have a global call centers. So where we are positioning ourselves in the Amex area, where Amex Concierge, when you have a platinum, you call them, they make a booking for you. That's where our sweet spot is. So our call center should, Only right now, we are 9 to 5, but soon with the demand growing, we're going to add to 24/7, so you can have a global call center where you can make reservations as well. So now, what's for Dash, right? That's the first question. So we are definitely a gateway between the virtual world to the utility world. I believe each one of us sitting here travels, and you all want the best deal possible. So the first, how to get the best deal, first is you need to enroll to be a Travelier, which is a loyalty member. Because once you're a loyalty member, you don't get straight up rate, which is Booking.com and all these. You get members rate. So first is you get, depending on the hotel, because we are growing too, the hotel we have directly contracted, so you have about up to 40% less than the market price, up to, right? Again, if you're paying with Dash or Hotelier Coin, what happens is there's no processing fee. Every online platform, so on, there's a processing fee of up to 4%. So for us, it's not, because you're paying by the crypto. I think somebody was asking here why, during the conversation, why we are not giving back to the customer. We means entire, so your price of everything is higher when you're paying by crypto or not. So we've been blessed with few. What we do is we take your crypto because we convert in cash, right? Because we have to pay the vendor yet. But in future, that's why we're incentivizing the hotels to directly contract with us, and they get a cashback in a Hotelier Coin as well, so that the coin ecosystem in the travel use. Because one more question, one more case study I like for you to understand. Every $100 you spend in the hotel, actually the hotel owners get up $65, most of the cases, or even less, or sometimes $70. Rest, everything is lost. Booking.com, if you're a smaller hotel, smaller this, okay, I was in the big brands, we were paying 14%, right, or 12%, now we are negotiating. But a small hotel pays up to 30% commission for getting the placement. But it's not Booking.com fault, right? It's not, because we understand it's so skewed, the entire system. You pay Google and so on, your expense of reaching the audience is much higher. So $30, let's say $25 gone only on the booking fee. Forex, it's gone. Credit card fees, another gone, 4%. And by the time money actually hits the bank, you are only getting 65. And then in middle, there are Trivagos, there are switches, there are various other things. So the goal of blockchain, where is the blockchain is, that's in our next version, would be A and B, then you don't need middle. But yes, we don't want to take middle people job, right? Because that's the way the energy goes. So that's why we are bringing the leisure operators as well as a part of our ecosystem. Leisure operators, again, I love numbers. Leisure operators is a golf instructor, your ski instructor. You know how big is that market? It's 3 times bigger than the car rental market. And 80% of them don't have a technology. This I'm talking about, you take a tour guide, right? They actually still filling in a diary, or if they are smart enough, they will put it in the Outlook, but we know it's all diary. Okay, this customer coming from this travel agent giving to us, they take your cut, and so on. Eventually, where we want to go is everybody's KYC approved, right? So, and I hire you as per your passion. We just don't hire another person, right? We like to hire, I'm art lover myself. I love food. Yesterday we had one of the best pizza in the entire world, I would say. But we like to hire the people with the same understanding. So you hire another person with same, and that's where we are trying to do, is we putting in a blockchain, we put the traveler in the blockchain, you hire as per the passion, right? And then you pay each other, you rate him, he rates you, right? So it creates that atmosphere of the leisure operators delivering the service. Yes, that's the number. That will be the number very soon. Right now, we have 600,000 hotels, 600 airlines. We wanted to finish it now, but it depends on the certification, airport transfers, rental. Another small business actually I have invested in last year or so called searchstays.com. We have about 150,000 homes, out of which 50,000 are directly contracted with us. And all 50,000 are in US, right? So Florida, everything. So that's the Airbnb space. Here you go, pay with Dash, earn up to 4%, cashback in Hotelier coin with every transaction, enroll in Travelier, you get a member's rate. And once we open a global call center, right, definitely you book with the WhatsApp or so on, everything is there. Here you go, that's our team. John Bardis is our CTO. He's based in US, Nevada. Christoph, actually he was my general manager when I was his number 2. So he hired me, and then we end up working together for the rest of the life. Vipin, the CEO for Searchstays, he joined us. And that's who we are. Any questions? Any questions?
I have a question. So you call it loyalty coin, and you want to replace the individual loyalty programs of the airlines and hotels, right? In a nutshell. But my understanding, the loyalty programs, I was talking with you at break about the IHG loyalty program, for example. They run this because they want me to come back to an IHG property. If all the hotels are in there and all the airlines and everything there is, then where's the loyalty?
You know, it looks like I have fabricated this question to you, because I keep saying to my people, the definition of loyalty has changed. You don't need to be loyal anymore to a brand. You need to be loyal to yourself. I give you my example, right? If you open my wallet, I think I have at least 15 loyalty programs. Marriott, Hilton, ISG, everything. You name it, I have it. However, I ask you the question here. Are you staying in an ISG hotel now, today?
No.
Yeah, that's an answer. Why? You are loyal to ISG. I think I was telling somewhere there is, I stayed in ISG, I think, once in India. I opened a loyalty program. I have few points. But then there's no ISG in every hotel in the world. Opportunity is wherever you stay, whichever brand you are, brand is supposed to deliver service. And remember, brand is middleman. Huh? I really want to say to you, hotel owners, brand, Booking.com, credit card company, and then the customer. Right? So this is all up there. So the brand they are charging for your stay to the hotel owners. So what I mean to say is, ISG will stay. I don't think beautiful company. I work for Marriott as well. I work for Fairmont, Accor. I work for them. They will stay for sure because they have, difference between a brand and this is the culture and the experience or knowing your customer. But few things of the brand has to move now because entire industry, after Accor is a French company, bought Fairmont, which is North American company. Philosophy is now different. Marriott bought Starwood, right? So they are also actually bringing the entire system more comprehensive to earn more hotels. But when I think I told you, when I went to Thailand, I stayed at Le Méridien in Phuket, I was actually very upset. I'm in Thailand and I'm experiencing the same standard as internationally. Okay, I need core standard, clean room and so on, but not the same style. So the new modern traveler, the loyalty actually is changing. The loyalty, that's why we are saying, you give your reviews in TripAdvisor, right? Monetize that, TripAdvisor. You post your picture in Instagram. Travel pictures, you hashtag Marriott, Hilton, ISG, they monetize it. But our system, or where we want to, is that's why we partnered with Dash, because I think we have a similar thought process. We said the data belongs to you. The content is yours, right? And then you can get incentivized on posting pictures. That's the way I think, because the content is the future, right? It's all about content, but content from the right source, from a verified source. That's the key, not skewed. So you will be still with ISG, no problem. But when you're traveling across the world, you're able to stay here, and you get a best rate. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Rana. Martin? So we have one last presentation for today, and in the agenda it is named Special Announcement, and I think we have heard a lot of announcements today about hotels, planes, the card, some merchants, something like 30 million devices that he forgot about and stuff like that. So I would like to, and maybe you already know who will come up on stage. Oh, sorry. Oh, we need to have access to that document, guys.
Secret vault.
Document. So I think you have already seen them today, because they had a stand outside. It's a company based in Denmark that's around since 2014. The name is Coinify. With us today are Mark and Bo, and before this day we already discussed who will drop the bomb, they or me, and they allowed me to do it. So because from next Thursday on, or let's say the end of the upcoming week, we will have 20,000 new Dash accepting merchants, thanks to our partnership with Coinify. So please give them a warm welcome. I'll hand it over to you.
Thank you, guys, and thanks for accepting us here on stage. We are pleased to be here. We just need to get the presentation working, and Bo will start off by giving a short introduction to Coinify and what we guys are doing in this space. And then I will go through the products and the services that we are working with Dash on. Just to give a brief insight on me, I have been working in Coinify for about 3 years, and I am the sales manager for the Europe, Middle East, and Africa region. Bo is the sales manager for the Asia and Pacific region, and has worked in Coinify for actually only a few months, and will be working from Australia going forward to support that region. So yeah, let's just give a few minutes to get the presentation started.
You want to tell about this one now while you wait? On your own? Did you get access?
I hope so.
Probably we get everybody to stand up. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Perfect. It's a little full screen. You know how to use it?
Oh no, duplicate.
Should I start?
Hit duplicate.
Yeah.
Hello, test. Yep. All right, we're ready to go. It's been a long day. As Mark said, my name is Bo Soderberg. I'm one of the recent employees of Coinify, probably one of the newest one. My area is Asia Pacific, and we're going to go through a walkthrough of Coinify and the partnership with Dash. Coinify is a global currency platform enable participants to interact within and across the virtual and traditional financial markets. And what that really means is we provide the underlying infrastructure to connect the virtual currency space with the traditional financial markets to be a trusted, compliant bridge between the two. Coinify was incorporated in 2014. I learned today something about Dash as well, 2014. But yeah, we are passionate about the virtual asset adoption and offer a variety of compliant two-way blockchain to fiat currency conversion service. And driving the next phase of growth in the industry. To do that, we have some core services. We have trade, buying and selling of virtual currency, traditional payment methods such as credit card and bank transfer. We have the OTC, which is the high net value individuals and corporations. And we have, last but not least, our payment service to have payment service providers and merchants accept cryptocurrency risk-free with a fiat payout in the local currency. Yeah, we're Copenhagen-based Coinify. I'm going to start up in the Asia Pacific region. I live in Australia, down in Adelaide. We're going to start an office down in Sydney, but Copenhagen-based, over 40 employees there. Multicultural, global reach company. Some of our accomplishments is we've been up to 3.5 million in the daily trade volume. As Jan said, the 20,000 plus merchants. Again, PSP partnership, very important for us. Again, to spread the crypto areas, so 65 there and counting. I like this one with 48% women in the company and a 48% men as well. And the last 4% is our new AI technology where we do some fraud findings. And we've been recognized a bit as well here, so that's pretty cool. Compliance as well, high focus with Coinify. You have to, been five years in the industry. Coinify has always been heavily invested in keeping a compliant business. Since the beginning, we've been operating within the industry standard of risk management and compliance in respect to AML, the sanction, KYC and fraud. We are in close dialogue with the Danish FSA and one of our founding members, a veteran member in the blockchain and virtual currency working group in the EU, and they're helping to form the future regulations as well. Some of our partners, some of the bigger partners, we are currently in over 40 million wallets around the world. We have Blockchain Info, is a big one, Abra, BRD. And then we have, probably if you're from Switzerland, you know the Digitec Galaxis, the largest online retailer here in Switzerland. And of course, we are very happy to welcome Dash into the family. Next one. And I'd like to give the word to Mark now, one of our senior guys in Coinify and been around for a long time.
Thank you, Bo. So we are very pleased to partner with Dash. And with this new exciting partnership, we aim to help Dash with two of the most important steps towards mainstreaming the usage of Dash on a global scale. And that is to help increase the global use of Dash in payments and also allow fast and easy access to Dash globally. So first of all, Dash in Coinify payment network. On Thursday, next week, Dash is listed as a payment option available to all Coinify merchants and PSPs. This will effectively enable a wider reach within B2B and B2C payments and creates an instant availability for consumers to actually use Dash for payments in our global network. And our infrastructure, as mentioned before, covers more than 65 payment service providers, reaching up to 100,000 merchants. Of course, not all are live, but some. merchants, when a customer is using Dash to make a payment on any of our merchant site, Coinify simply converts the Dash payment and settle the merchant in the local currency that they will like, such as euros, dollars, or Swiss francs. Thus, the merchant never have to hold or see or handle any Dash, which is, as mentioned many times here in the convention, often crucial when trying to convince the merchants to actually accept crypto as a payment. Our PSPs are continuously adding merchants onto our platform, and as the adoption grows, more and more PSP will go live, more and more merchants, and Dash will be available for all future merchants going live. As Bo mentioned, we are heavily invested in keeping a compliant business, and has been from the start, which also means that we are ready for any upcoming regulation in the market and have a strong ground to continue our operations into any foreseeable future. So yeah, I just wanted to give you a brief insight into the industries that our merchants are in. Since the beginning, we have had a higher presentation of more tech-savvy products in correlation with the blockchain technology and the people actually holding Bitcoin and crypto. And this today still represent a third of our merchants, which is mostly VPN hosting services, but also other hardware and software selling merchants. Second is a broad spectrum of e-commerce merchants, and lately we've been seeing esports and gaming merchants increasing steadily on our platform. Also, just to dive a little bit deeper into the B2B invoicing, that's more of the professional service where companies can invoice each other and pay in cryptocurrencies while the receiving part gets the fiat. And here we see, of course, technical consulting, again, being the more tech-savvy. In e-commerce, it's pretty spread out between food and drinks, electronics, health and beauty, and fashion and jewelry. Our merchants are primarily located in Europe with 60%, and also heavy representation in Asia, where around 10% in North America, and then the rest is spread out on South America, Africa, and the Middle East. So some of our payment partners, you have this payment service providers on the right. These are the guys delivering all the other payment method, all the other payment technology for the merchants. And we work with around 65 at the moment. And all of these payment service providers are adding merchants in on an ongoing basis. Some of the merchants that we have live at the moment are, you can see on the right, Galaxis. If you're from Switzerland, you know them already. But also Hungry.dk is actually just a takeaway app where you can buy your pizza or your burger and have it delivered, and you pay with crypto. And we also have lootbeer.com, which is e-gaming, a Netflix for virtual iGamings in sports. So a lot of different merchants where you can soon accept Dash. So this is from one of our merchants called Quill. They sell kind of meal replacement, nutritions, protein powder and stuff like that. So this is their checkout page. So basically it will look something like this. The actual payment method button can be customized via our API integration. So it can have a picture of the merchant owner's face, or it can have a Bitcoin logo or a crypto logo or whatever they would like. Basically, you click the cryptocurrency button. You get the option of choosing between the crypto that we support, including Dash. And then you get a Dash price and the QR code, and you pay, and you get redirected to the merchant's success page. So another product that we're also delivering for Dash is our invoice service, which basically allows members of the Dash community or Dash holders in general to pay their invoices in Dash. Through the Coinify platform, the issuer of the invoice will create an invoice with a requested fiat amount and send this invoice to the payer by email. It will include a payment link that opens our standout checkout page where Dash is now an option, and will quote the price once the link is clicked. And yeah, the payer sends Dash, Coinify converts, and settle the issue of the invoice in their preferred fiat currency. So this also helps Dash holders to pay their bills without having to convert their Dash into fiat, but simply have the guys that they're paying issue the invoice at Coinify and send them out. So from payments to trade here. So this is about the easy access to Dash for customers who are perhaps not that tech savvy or don't know what an exchange is. What we do also on Thursday is implementing Dash on our global trade platform. What this means is that on My Coinify, which is our own trading platform, customers can now buy Dash using credit cards and bank transfer. Dash will also be available by choice for all our existing wallet partners such as Blockchain.info, BRD and Abra. And finally, Dash will also be available for all our trade widget partners, present and future. And what our trade widget is, I will go through in just a second. So yeah, the last solution here on our deck is a Dash-only trading solution. And basically what that means is that similar to My Coinify, individuals can buy and sell Dash using Visa, MasterCard, and bank transfer. And it's a service that is easily implemented via our widget at the convenience of the Dash community. Our trade widget is, simply put, 2 lines of code that can be implemented in a matter of days on any website, wallet, or application where there might be Dash users or potential Dash users. So yeah, it can, for example, be on a dedicated buy and sell page, a landing page. It can be as a buy button on dash.org or in a Dash wallet. So with these products, we hope that even more people will gain access to and use Dash in their everyday life. Buy it easily, spend it easily on actual goods and services, and simply enjoy the freedom of using cryptocurrencies. Thank you.
We actually have our little stand is out there. I know it's late tonight, today and stuff, but we had a lot of queries about our poster out there. It's blockchain city poster, and we thought we'd do something a little bit fun. Do a little Dash auction. If anybody wants to put an offer on the poster, bring it home. Probably start with around 0.10 Dash if somebody's interested, and we can do an auction on a very unique poster. They're not made anymore, so we've seen some of the first blockchain magazines selling for $1,500. So I think this one here in the future could have some value, but I don't know if anybody want to bid on it. We had some people asking out there, they're willing to put some money on it. So, Dash. If anybody wants to put a hand up, 0.1 Dash. Yep, we have a bid, 0.2 Dash. We go up by 0.5 Dash. 0.6 Dash. All right, here we go. We've started. 0.7 Dash. 1 Dash. 1 Dash is up over here. 1 Dash. 1.2 Dash. All right, we started the auction very well. 1.2. 1.3 a very unique poster, not produced anymore, guys. We have Dash logo down here, actually. The Dash logo is presented down here. 1.4 Dash, 1.4 and counting. 1.41 Dash. We only go up in 0.1. 1.5 is called in. 1.5, we claim 1.5 over here. You're up on 1.5, aren't you? You have it already. 1.5, anybody else? 1.5? 1.5 Dash, this unique poster. We go first, second, 1.5 Dash, last offer, sold. 1.5 Dash. Woo! If you guys have any questions, we'll be on the bus on the way to Oktoberfest. So we're very happy to talk to you guys.
Okay, everyone. So this is more or less everything we had, except for a discussion and a short open speech from Fernando regarding the Dash Investment Foundation. But I don't have a clue where Fernando actually is. Oh, over there. There you are. I was looking for you outside, but you've been in here all the time. Okay. So I'll hand over the mic to you. I don't know if the people in here are still capable of, but
I think people are in Munich already.
I have the same feeling.
I see drunk people.
So should we do a poll? Or you just go on.
I don't know. Whatever. It's not over. Why did everyone No one gives a fuck about the foundation.
Did you get the funding? I mean, the foundation got funding.
I think so, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
It's still live streaming. Okay, so I'll start and then whatever. So Jan asked me to do some introduction to the Dash Investment Foundation, which has been quite a hot topic. There are several elected supervisors here, so probably they should be able to talk more than me about that. But he asked me to at least introduce why this was needed, how all this started, and then I'll pass it over to him, so you can all. And I don't know if Walter is around in the end. Oh yeah, and Adam. So, well, we have three of the 4 elected supervisors. So then you can grill them with questions because it's a very hot topic. But well, I'll break ice just in case. So you all know how the proposal systems work. People do a proposal, they promise the moon, they get paid, and sometimes they deliver nothing. Other times they deliver something decent, and other times they exceed our expectations. But reality is many of the proposals that we've seen are extremely risky. This is not, I mean, when it's an integration on a well-known partner, that's easy because they already know how to do that. But we've had a lot of proposals that really wanted to create something from scratch, and that's extremely risky. The chances of that succeeding are low, and we've seen that with several very well-known proposals. So the frustration that all of us were having is, hey, this is more like a venture capital investment because the likelihood of it succeeding is very low, but if it succeeds, the returns could be very high. So it doesn't make sense to give them money in the form of a grant like we do with a proposal because there is no, I mean, if things go wrong, we all take the loss, and if things go well, a private business gets all the benefits. So for a long time, there's been a lot of discussion in the community, how can we prevent that? We did escrow, we did, DashWatch tries to keep an eye on the proposals, but still it's very difficult. And sometimes it's not because they are scammers or because whatever, it's because businesses fail. So looking into the different options, the biggest obstacle was, okay, if we create another figure that will complement our current treasury system, it has to be owned by the network. That was a starting requirement. We didn't want to use Dashcore Group to do that kind of stuff because Dashcore Group mostly does development and a few promotional things, and it's owned by the network through a trust in New Zealand, and the structure was complex enough to not overcomplicate it. Also, we didn't want to centralize this part of the DAO in Dashcore Group. So we started from scratch and we said, okay, an entity that has to be owned by the network and that could represent the network, take equity or debt or any kind of position in those projects that are asking for funds, but the likelihood of them delivering is lower, or there's a higher risk, or there are many factors by which maybe we want a different model of interaction with those projects. So for a long time we looked at that. Last year, the Cayman Islands approved, the biggest obstacle was if it's owned by the network and the masternodes, most countries and jurisdictions and all the figures we were doing some research into required KYC on the masternodes, which is also a big no. And there are a few here, and I know you would not have agreed to that. So last year, the Cayman Islands created a figure called a foundation, investment foundation that can be ownerless, but can act as any other company or legal entity. So it was very new, but we did some research with some lawyers over there, and we created this figure that is absolutely ownerless. But in the bylaws, in order for them to have some kind of tie with the network, we created it with some very specific bylaws, so they could not distribute money to anyone. That way, it could not be used by someone to empty our coffers and profit themselves. So they can't distribute money, because if they distributed it, we would like it to be to masternodes, but that again would require some KYC. So the bylaws say they can distribute if they don't have any more investment opportunities or they don't know what to do with the funds, they can burn them, which some people have criticized a lot, others have agreed wholeheartedly, so it's a hot topic, but it was the only way for the foundation to be able to benefit the network as a whole, because by burning coin, you are reducing the supply, which in theory should push up the price and benefit all the network, although the market is not that rational right now. And that was the only method that the foundation can take funds out. And with the funds that are in, the idea is that they will be able to take positions on different projects. And if those projects succeed, those funds are getting back to the foundation, and they either reinvest them in projects that will benefit Dash, or they burn it and they benefit Dash equally. So that's a bit of the background on how that was set up. We set it up in a way that the masternodes need to elect the supervisors of the foundation. We have 3 of the 4 elected ones. There are 6. But for the first period, the 2 directors are also supervisors. Then at some point, I think the election will be for the 6 supervisors who will supervise the 2 directors. And that's all that was created. From then on, it's on the supervisors to decide the investment strategy, what they want to do, what kind of activity they want to have, what they want to aim at. Maybe they want to make investments that are not really profitable, but expand Dash. Maybe they want to be extremely profit-driven, so they build up a big bag of money and they can do other investments later. That's on them, and they are accountable to all of you because you will re-elect them or not. So the system is quite well-rounded. It's not perfect. There's no perfect solutions. We've seen the discussion this month. There was a proposal in the past to pay for the expenses that maintaining the foundation up and paying the directors. We needed some funds. Those are paid, so the foundation is funded for a couple of years. And now it's on the supervisors to see what they can do with it. They did the first proposal last month. It passed, yesterday. So congratulations on that. It's still a small amount. I mean, I think it was around 40K at current prices, or 30K, so they are not going to be buying a big stake in Facebook. But it's the start of something. Their approach has been, we want funds in advance so we can take quick advantage of opportunities. There's people who push back against that, and I've seen discussions even yesterday around that. But I think that for the specific strategy, it would be much better if the supervisors come here, they can talk to that, and I think it'd be nice to have a discussion. You guys can ask questions, and it's probably the best forum to talk about this, not the bloody comments in Dash Central where things get really heated. I think here, face to face, there are many different opinions about the foundation, and I think this is the perfect forum to have it. So, I mean, if Walter, Haitham, and Jan can come here, I'll leave it to them, and you can grill them as much as you want.
Hey guys. Yep, as Fernando's just said, we're the three supervisors that have, three of the four supervisors that have been elected by the network to oversee the Dash Investment Foundation. So we're here right now to really take questions. As Fernando said, there's been some a whole variety of views on how best to move forward with this investment foundation. The point at which we're at now is that yeah, you know, we now have a mechanism to invest and buy equity into partners, channel partners, potential suppliers, vendors, anybody who wants to help grow the Dash ecosystem. So with that in mind, who would like to ask the first question? You, sir.
Do you have a plan?
Do we have a plan?
Have you laid out, you know, some kind of strategy and where you want to go, or do you just be ready for opportunities when they arrive? So
yes. The first point is yes. Do we have a plan is the question. So the answer to that is we have a long-term strategy, which is obviously we have objectives. That the whole point of the DIF is to use the DAO funds to invest into ecosystem-specific projects that will help grow the value of Dash, increase the uses of Dash, and help buy us into and get us involved into solutions that can help us scale and help us get us out to merchant terminals, get us out to payment providers, get us into the larger cryptocurrency exchanges. So there is a strategy there to look at these kinds of opportunities. As to whether we have specific investment plans at the moment, there's nothing immediately in the works. We have had a lot of inquiries through this website, which we will be looking into. But yeah, as to whether we have a specific plan, we have nothing right yet that we can just put on a screen and say, you know, in 3 months we're going to do this, in 6 months we're going to do that, in 12 months we're going to do that, because the reality of the situation is we cannot plan without the network telling us what we can do, because if we do not have any funds to invest, or if we don't have any promise from the network to support investments, then obviously there's no point in planning that. So
can I give you something?
No problem.
One other thing about the Dash Investment Foundation that's very, very cool is that even as we're starting now, we're seeing projects come in. So what the DIF does is it gives you a point where people that have projects that want to fund it can contact us, right? So that's the main point. Is that for me, the DIF is a great area where we're just seeing great projects come in right now. So, and this is just the beginning. So while we don't have any funds, we're kind of entertaining the projects as they come in, and if we find something that's good, we'll definitely bring it to the network and tell you guys all about what's coming in right now. Yeah. Go ahead.
Do you plan to make another 1 month proposal for the same amount and keep making 1 month proposals every month?
Yeah, I'll answer that one. Yeah, the question was, do we plan to continue putting proposals to the network? I think the answer to that is yes. We aren't set on a fixed strategy, so that we're not saying that we're going to take X amount every month indefinitely. But what we will probably look to do, we're going to discuss this in a future meeting, is we may put 2 proposals up each during a month. One for a smaller amount, which will provide a stable flow of funds potentially to the investment foundation, and then we'll put another proposal in which is optional. Well, not optional; they're both optional. But so the DAO, if it's a busy month in the DAO and the Treasury has a lot of other important things that it would like to fund, then it doesn't have to do a binary thing on the Dash Investment Foundation and say, well, it's all or nothing, because we understand that 9% is quite a lot of the DAO Treasury to some Masternode owners. They think that may be a bit too much. So if we split it down the middle, then that gives more choice to the network as to how and when and if they wish to put funds towards the investment foundation part. Okay, we've got a lot of questions here. You, sir.
As supervisors, are you actually the ones who evaluate the investments and who make the investment decisions, or is there someone else who has a...
No, the way that the organization is structured is we have the directors, which are the they actually do the day-to-day management and running of the business. We are just supervisors. Yeah, they hold the funds. We don't have any access to funds or anything like that. With regards to strategy and direction, yes, that's where we kind of come in. We wouldn't be making specific decisions on investments. We're not particularly qualified for that. But what we will do is we will act as a point of contact, as a physical entity for businesses to liaise with and discuss with, rather than discuss with a crowd of masternodes. Yeah. And then we come back with a condensed business plan and an idea for the network to make a decision on.
Do you have these directors already?
Yes, we have the directors there.
Can
yeah.
Look it up somewhere and see that background? And
yeah. If we scroll down there, they're all on there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Next.
Burn. Is it not a possibility to get notices that those funds that might be burned go automatically to your place?
To your place where?
Do you mean like automatically the DAO would automatically send unused funds to the Dash Investment Foundation?
Well, that's what we're trying to do.
Okay. The only way to do that without starting to change the code, which we don't think is a good idea, is to put proposals in. I think some masternodes in here would all agree that the masternode, the budget, the Treasury budget, is a limit and not a target. We don't necessarily have to spend every single duff every month of the Treasury.
The gift can be a savings account.
So, but yeah, but it's never created. The Treasury, yeah. So the way it works with the code is that the funds are just never created if the full Treasury allocation is not allocated to the proposals. So what we're saying is that rather than those be burned, it may be an idea to put them into one of the other functions of the investment foundation is a potential savings account for the network. That may come in handy over a 5-10 year period. So, you sir.
Yeah. So there is some Dash that is burned every month in the form of a proposal fee. So this idea would involve a code change, but so last month we had 36 proposals. That would be about 180 Dash.
Yeah.
That ended up being burned just for the proposals to show up for Masternode members to look at.
Mm-hmm.
That could potentially be a source, like looking through.
Yeah. Okay, that's an interesting question for anybody listening to the live stream. Somebody in the audience has just suggested that maybe the 5 Dash fee that goes into as collateral to post a proposal into the system could be diverted to the Dash Investment Foundation rather than being burned effectively. That's an yeah, you know, the anti-spam feature, which is the 5 proposal, you know, it's still a real cost, so that protection is there. But as you say, 185 in a month is actually being burned every single cycle, and maybe that's a good point. Some of that, yeah. Those funds could go into the custody of the Dash Investment Foundation, which are ultimately under control of the network via the elected supervisors here. So yeah, that's something we can maybe discuss within the wider community. The lady at the back. Mm-hmm.
In crypto?
Yeah.
What is your general investment?
Okay. Yeah. So the question is, are we just going to stick to crypto and Dash-specific type investment opportunities, or do we have the option to look at non-correlated assets to maybe hedge into, to provide additional streams of income for the network, and to maybe add value in other ways? The answer to that is that the Cayman Island Trust company that has been founded, legally we can buy any asset anywhere in the world within reason. There's no legal reason why we cannot buy stocks, bonds, oil, commodities, property, anything. There is no legal reason why we cannot do that. As for whether the DAO would want us to be doing things like that, then that goes back to the Masternode network. But it's certainly an exciting possibility. We could invest in non-correlated assets such as tracker funds. We could even invest in crypto tracker funds if we wish to hedge a little bit out of Dash. If Dash has a large bull run like it did in 2017, the investment foundation maybe advised, or we may put a vote to the network, and the network could say, hey, maybe we should hedge some of our position now. There's 5 or 10,000 Dash in this investment foundation, waiting to be deployed, and maybe it may make sense to swap some of it out for other non-correlated assets. So, okay. Yes, you sir.
What stage of companies are you looking at, and what's the typical ticket size? Are you looking at super early stage projects, or are you
yeah. Okay. I just realized that I'm answering all the questions here, so feel free to chip in if you...
I think in general we are open for almost every business, but we are not the ones who will decide in what kind of business the Dash Investment Foundation will invest. So every business can approach us, but then the Masternode owners need to make the decision in the end. I think, and I hope we all agree on that, is that we try to get a foot in the door in the payment industry sector, also in the cryptocurrency sector, but same for stuff like more consumer tech related, like apps you can use, where then Dash will be built in as exclusive payment method or additional payment method, stuff like that. But maybe it will be something different because the network decides that it should be something different.
I was more looking for the stage of the companies, like early stage.
Well, we have about 35,000 right now, so probably early stage until we build up some sort of reserves. Because even if you try and get into like a $1 million company, how do you get the funds into the company, into the foundation? We have to build up some sort of reserves so that we can invest in projects. So probably several months of proposals to get some sort of stash, and then once we have that, we can entertain larger investments. But even then, it's probably better early stages to get stuff that works.
I'd just like to add to that it's in true answer to that question, we will invest in as bigger things as we can. within reason. The only limit to what we can invest in and the size of the investments we can make is the amount of Dash that we can receive from the network to make those investments. So, we would love to, come with a network with a proposal to invest in a large cryptocurrency exchange, funding rounds, things like that. But we can't even go into those sorts of discussions until the network is is put us in a position where we can do that. Because, yeah, sure.
And also, we're planning on, once we have enough funds under management, we plan on getting an investment manager. So that's something that also, once we have some sort of funds to manage, we'll be getting an investment manager to manage those funds as well.
So related to that, is the idea to have the network vote on every single investment proposal is put out, or will this investment manager have a discretionary pool of funds and be able to use his professional experience to make decisions? Because frankly, I'm not sure how much trust I have in the masternode.
I personally, so we're separate supervisors, so I personally would think that I would rather find someone that can do the work and do the investing and kind of get buy-off from supervisors. And then the supervisors can work with the masternode owners to see what the opinion is on that. I'd be against personally putting in every single investment to a vote. It hasn't been decided yet. No.
Yeah. The reality of the situation is we don't have any funds to invest. So we have a chicken and egg situation. We don't need an investment manager at the moment because we don't have any money to manage, and that's the reality. So in the meantime, the only realistic solution is to go to the masternode network for confirmation when it comes to making small-scale investments. But we understand that will not scale. If Dash is a $100 billion or $1 trillion network, and we have hundreds of millions, maybe even billions under management in such a structure as this, then it will not scale us having to go to the masternode network to make every single little decision. But it won't matter then, because the investment foundation will have the funds, it will have the money to pay for investment managers and professionals to do this for us. So I hope that helps answer the question. So that's what we want to do, long-term strategy. But in the short term, for the first maybe 6 to 12 months while we get up and running, we're probably going to have to go to the network every single time for any potential investment opportunity to get the green flag on that. Because as you quite rightly said, we are elected representatives. We are not investment professionals or advisors. So, I think that's, yeah.
So I would like to add that this can only be possible, from my point of view, when the masternode network is agreeing on our constitutions. So we need to have a fundament with all to which all of the masternode owners agree, and when we decide, okay, this is the way we want to go, and this is like this, then the investment manager should be able to work, actually. But as Walter said, right now we don't have a car, so we don't need to hire a driver. I think that's for the investment manager.
There was a lot of noise in the masternode channel, and everybody said, why don't you get an investment advisor? It costs money.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks. As a representative of Dash Taxia, I think we could agree that we are a quite good entity to. I really like you guys.
We're awesome. He really likes us. Dash Taxi really likes us.
The thing is, would you explain how it would look like from the beginning? For a company as ours, or for an idea as ours, how would you see it from the beginning? Who set the parameters, whether this should go through the DAO proposal loading or through the DIF, or next, who decides whether the proposal gets the funding, next, who decides about the shares, who sits to the table, then are you really want to burn our million money in the future because we're going to earn?
So the question was, who do we talk? What's the process? I think we're still defining that because we just got funded, so we're still have to define the process of how it goes through and how you talk with. We're getting a lot of inquiries right now, And as we go through them, and once we have some capital, then we'll start looking at the process of going through that.
When do you think that might happen? I mean, because I'm
Probably 2 to 3 months.
I'm not sure if I should put the proposal to the DAO or
Yeah. Okay, the way that this can happen, the question is, can we only go to the DIF to ask for equity? The answer to that is no. You know, you can go directly to the network and put your own proposal in without any input from the Dash Investment Foundation and promise equity to the Dash Investment Foundation, and we would happily work with you on that if that was to be, if your proposal was to be funded directly by the network and the masternodes. So that is always going to be an option for any potential proposal owner, anybody who wishes to go to the DAO for funds. So the Dash Investment Foundation isn't necessarily to replace that mechanism. The Dash Investment Foundation is to provide a legal background and structure and backbone to enable us to take this equity and actually fulfill on that deal. So in answer to your question, you can go direct to the network if you can't wait and you really want to go and put a proposal in next month, and I'm sure that would be fine. But if you'd like to work with the DIF for us to vet your, to look over your proposal, make sure that you are happy with, we're happy with what we think we can go to the network with, then we will go to the network collectively and we will pitch that investment idea, and the network will then decide that way. But yeah, so in answer to the question, there are more than one ways of doing this still. But as for the process, yeah, you know, you can go direct to the network, or you can come to us, and then we will go onto the network on your behalf. So, okay. Oh yeah.
Oh,
sorry, I do apologize. Yes, yeah.
Let's say that you grow your monthly income by 10x or so that you have some money and you can do real early stage investments sort of in a reasonable way. The average VC, sort of VC stage VC would invest for a significant chunk of equity, say 10-15%, and then also take a board seat and be sort of an active partner on the team, basically. So are you going to do that? I mean, once you have the money, does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Would it be you guys, or would it be someone else?
No, again, you know, we would, if we were in a position where we were able to make $500,000 or $1 million or $2 million investment in seed rounds, venture capital, maybe cryptocurrency exchanges, for example, or something like that, then yeah, you were right. In return for taking 15-20% stakes in things, you do tend to get a seat on the board or some sort of representation as a shareholder. What we envisage is that when we're at that stage, the investment manager that we employ, there'll be the directors are the people who are going to run this day to day. They have the discretion and the ability, and they will have the funding should we get to that sort of size, to employ people to do that for us. So we will have investment managers, we'll have people looking after those investments. So the supervisors won't be doing that. I won't be sitting on boards of investments. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but again, you know, we can plan for all of this, but yeah, you know, there's no point putting that infrastructure in place because it's expensive when you don't have a dog in the race and you don't actually have any capital to go to. You know, we can't go and look at venture capital funding of anything at the moment because, you know, they're going to take one look at us and they say, well, you don't have any money. Why do we want to? Yeah, why do we want to spend a lot of time trying to convince you to invest in our seed round, funding round, when you don't have any money? So that's the reality. So hope does that answer your question? Yeah. Cool. Yes, sir.
So it's the directors who put their signature under contracts?
Yes, absolutely.
Is it possible to actually issue a proposal, ask for the funding that a certain, probably a VFO already needs, and then offer shares to you guys? Is that a possible?
Yeah, that's what I've just explained to Dash Taxi Group. Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. Since you already asked for 9% and you got them, and you want to put it 32, however you want to put it. But in case Dash depreciates more, and let's say they are asking for 50,000 for 0.5% or however much, and Dash depreciates more, would it be possible to make up the rest with the stuff you hedged or the stuff you?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, you know, this is a mix and match approach. You know, we want to build up reserves because it enables us to be taken seriously when it goes to negotiating. You know, in any business deal that you go into, you need to have you know, money talks. You know, we aren't going to get good deals if we say, yeah, we'd like to invest in your seed funding around 15%, but you're going to have to wait 8 months for the money, because and halfway through us getting that funds, we might get defunded anyway, so you might never get all of the money. You know, and that's the reality of the DAO. One of the great strengths of the DAO is the fact that we are so flexible, and we can fund things, and we can take funding away, and we can pick and choose what we distribute Dash to. But the flip side of that is its instability potentially, and investment and instability do not mix. If you're an entrepreneur and you're waiting on funding from the Dash DAO, and then you make plans, you start deploying all the funds that you think you're going to get. And then we have to go to that company and say, I'm really sorry, but the DAO hasn't come up with the funds, 6 months later. A, we're going to be in breach of contract as the Dash Investment Foundation, so there's a legal problem there. And B, it just doesn't look good. People aren't, we're not going to be taken seriously. So in answer to that question, yeah, we want to build up reserves so that it's a credibility thing more than anything else. But yeah, if we need to go to the network for top-up funds, or even if we need to go to the network outright for a funding proposal, we can do that. But we think that it's less intrusive on the network, you know. If we came to the network next month and said we need $250,000 because there's this really good investment opportunity, and the network goes, oh yeah, that's a really good opportunity, but then we have to defund half of the projects in this room, half the projects here, it's just not going to pass. It's not going to pass at all. So, okay, yes, please, sir.
So I may be in a minority of one. I'm really sorry, I don't like this idea.
Yeah, okay.
I really like Dash because it has a DAO. I like the DAO because it's the DAO that decides. Now, the way in which the DAO accepts proposal, I think as a mathematician, as someone who works in voting theory, can be made much better.
Absolutely,
really
yeah.
Much better.
Yeah.
There are a lot of problems over there, like every proposal will cost 5 Dash, and this means that if a proposal has the possibility, they will not come to us anymore, they will come to you, because of course if they got it wrong, if you say no, this does not work, then they don't lose those 5 Dash. Here, I don't want the DIP to take our place. I want the amount that they have to pay to be lower, so that it's really just something against the spam, and not some sort of crazy high level that even myself, I don't want to write a proposal because that's for €100.
Yeah.
I might actually lose. That's one of the ideas. The other thing is we decide to fund something. Through the DAO, through the DIP, it doesn't matter. We decide to fund something. Then something goes wrong, and the DAO decides we are not going to fund it anymore.
Yes.
Okay. The DIP decides to fund something. Something goes wrong, but there's a breach of contract, and then you decide to continue. There is a situation where we need to decide, are we going to continue or not? There might be consequences, yes or no.
Yeah.
This has to be understood and studied also from the DAO point of view. It's not okay from the DAO point of view that 1 month they say yes and 1 month they say no, and it's so unstable. But it's also not okay that once you have funded something, then whatever they do with the money, you cannot unfund it, or because there are consequences or something.
Of course, yeah.
So this has to be what you are trying to solve are real good problems, serious problems that have to be solved for the DAO.
Yeah.
And they have not to be solved by creating another entity outside that is basically an entity somehow separated. The fact that we have votes on that, I understand it. We also have votes on our democracy. I have votes in Italy, you have votes in Spain, and so on. This doesn't give me a lot of control over what happens in Italy or in Spain. In democracies, we have votes, but we also know that votes are very limited. So I really appreciated what you said about, the constitution should be accepted by the DAOs. And I appreciate how the constitution was pushed forward, and then we had to we did not actually have a vote on that. We could not actually show some edits over here and so on. So my say is, please slow down. Slow down a lot, and let's develop really the e-democracy tools that we need, so that there can be this kind of dialogue, so that we can say, yes, this is good, no, it's not good. You know what? Things under 10,000, you can deal it yourself, but anything above 500,000, well, you have to come back, and so on. We need this kind of dialogue, but I think it's going too fast. That's a comment, it's not a question.
No, it's okay. No, I take on board a lot of what you said. Thank you.
That we need to build that. Oh yeah, thank you. I absolutely agree with you. So it's my personal opinion. I think we should create this constitution more together with the nodes, and because we are not the decision makers. In the end, you are the decision makers. So we can give you some options. Let's say option A, B, C, D, E, and then the nodes need to decide for a single paragraph. That's my opinion. It will be a lot of more work to do. Exactly, it's a process. It will take some more time. And I think the proposal we just had, it was the first suggestion, and now we received the feedback, and from that point, we need to develop.
Any more questions?
But you mentioned before that the 5- of the proposal should go to the diff.
It's a possibility,
And I think the problem is when not so much master node owners decide against or yes to the proposal. Why don't you take the proposal 5- and pay the masternode owners which are voted in this time frame? Then I think you get higher votes on the decisions and not make a diff.
Okay, yeah, that's an interesting,
instead of burning them.
So just to recap for the live stream, the idea put forward there was to take the 5- proposal fee and use it to incentivize participation on consensus decisions with regards to the direction of the diff potentially and maybe potential investments and things like that. I take it, is that a fair summary of what you said? Yeah. So that's certainly something we will take on board and look at. Hi.
How do you see the supervisor role going forward? I know that it's a development phase right now.
Yes.
But in a few years and so, do you see the role as sort of part of an investment committee? How do you?
It's much the same as it is today. There's a lot of work to do on the groundwork, as the gentleman in the middle has just demonstrated. We have a hell of a lot of work to do to round the edges and polish this stone, because this is raw. What Dashcore Group, what Ryan and Fernando worked on and created and gave us was a legal entity and a structure and a framework. We still have to build that out and turn it into something that is going to be valuable and useful to the DAO. And we have to have mechanisms in place. We have to have the right incentives. We have to have the right structures. We have to have the right mechanisms through which to get feedback from the network and push information out to the network. So there is a lot of work to do, and it's going to evolve. It's not something that we're going to be able to do in a matter of months. It's going to take potentially years to do this and get it all right. With regards to the investment supervisors, we are just elected representatives. We are the key word is supervisor. These aren't paid jobs. These aren't full-time jobs. This isn't something that you get elected to and it becomes your day job.
It's not a senator's job.
You know, this is just something that we're doing because we're passionate about the DAO, and we want to improve on some of the limitations which we all admit exist within the existing code. The inability to do some things on the blockchain, like negotiate business contracts and deal with businesses, is one of the underlying flaws of the current Treasury grant system.
And we're still learning on how to interact with like a Masternode. Like we saw the Masternode channel, lots of discussion going on. Yeah, there's lots of discussion going on in the Masternode channel. So as supervisors, we're still getting our footing on how to interact with the network through the Masternode, different channels that are available to take feedback from the Masternodes. We work for the Masternodes. I mean, we work for the network. So. Like Mike said, we're supervisors. This is an unpaid position. It's a volunteer position. So we're just doing this because we're passionate about our Dash. So we work for the network, and we want to do what's best for the network. So.
And just to add to that, every quarter we will report to the network, much like Dash Core Group, and that's one thing the supervisors will be involved in. We will report to the network, give you updates on where we're at with things, what we're trying to do, how we're trying to overcome all of these problems that come with trying to do something that's never been done before. You know, this is the first ownerless and memberless investment foundation, as far as we're aware, in the world. You know. It's a big undertaking, and we will need feedback and advice from the network as to how you want this to go, because you will decide ultimately as the network. We are just here. We've been elected here to try and help facilitate that process.
We're physical entities that can take place in a...
Businesses don't want to do business with anonymous masternodes. Yeah, that's just the reality, and that's where this is where this investment foundation comes in. One or two more questions, please, and then we'll have to wrap it up. So, yes, please.
Okay, you mentioned that people don't want to deal with a headless organization, maybe.
Yeah.
But I think you're subestimating the amount that you already have.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not much as a venture capital, but it is significant as a seed capital.
Yeah.
And as a seed capital is, you don't have to interact with the business other than get shares of a new business.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if that new business has a vision, I am not qualified to talk about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that you know.
I mean, something like that.
Yeah, but I think I need to clarify. Yeah, I need to clarify my point there. You know, I think what I'm talking about now is in years to come. You know, where we could be handling millions and millions of dollars of Dash. You know, that's what I was referring to when it comes to dealing with businesses. Businesses like that. Find it hard to deal with a bunch of anonymous masternodes, really. Whereas, yeah, you're correct. Startups, the likes of Dash Taxi, you know, they are ideal because we can go straight to the block. We can go straight to the network with a nice, straightforward 2 or 3 pager, and the network gets to make a vote on that. So yeah, you know, absolutely, you're right there. Yeah. One more question. This gentleman in the far corner over there. Yeah.
And part of what you guys do going forward is get maybe some sort of consensus or idea from the community as to the appropriateness of investing in startups as DAO.
Mm-hmm.
It's my opinion that it's extremely inappropriate, and that the DAO should focus on immediate ROI, basically be a consumer of services.
Mm-hmm.
Anything outside of that is outside of the realm of appropriate.
So yeah, so just to repeat the point, the idea has been put forward that the DAO shouldn't even really be looking at getting involved in the free market and free enterprise and investing in what would maybe some would consider the channel, you know, the solutions channel and payment providers and things like that. I don't personally have an opinion on that. I think that's up to the network, really. If the network thinks that it's a bad idea, then we're not going to do it. You know, ultimately, you know, the network will only fund things if it thinks that there's value in doing it. So our job is to disseminate all of that to the network and put it into something straightforward to digest, and then they can vote on it. So yeah, I can understand where you're coming from with that. You know, maybe it is best left to private enterprise. You know, like the Salamentex guys over here. That, you know, they haven't received anything directly from the DAO, as far as I'm aware, and they're coming up with a fantastic payment solution and it looks like they've got a great business on the go there. So I see, you know, there are different ways of looking at that. So, but it's whether we want to A, invest in that, and B, if we do invest in private enterprise and take equity positions, then should the DAO get rewarded for that? Yeah. Yeah, we really do have to wrap up, guys. We've got to go to Berlin. And that's it, we've got to go to Munich.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we can talk after this, so we will be still be around. But I think some people might to get their plane. We need to prepare for the bus. So, guys, thank you, and thank me, thank us. And as this thing is more or less over, I want to ask Mark to do a short summary, because he started with an awesome welcome speech in the morning, and some people say you should end with what you've started. And so Mark, go ahead.
Cool. Take a seat. I'm going to need you in a second. Have you had a good time? Yes. There has been 16 keynotes today. I know it's been a very, very long day, and I see some very, very tired eyes. But who's coming to Dashtoberfest? Yes. Yes, the Dash Express will be leaving at 7 p.m. If you're not there, see ya. So make sure you are there, because we're going to be having a good time. Have you found this to be a good experience? As this is the first community event, this is really, really crucial, because I would love to do these every 6 months. And I'm getting lots of nods and smiles. And it's been a 2-day event. I know today, watching through lots of keynote speakers, it can be frustrating. But I actually really enjoyed the co-working session yesterday. And I think you should have the opportunity to talk to DFOs and us and Dash Core Group to get your feelings off your chest, because you are the network, you decide. So what I would like to hear from you now is, where should we do the next Dash community event? Any suggestions? Thailand. New Hampshire. Any other takers? Come on. Hungary? Colombia. That would be interesting. Yeah, well, that's true. That is very true. I would say the UK, but we did have the London conference there in 2017. I'll probably have to twist Fernando's elbow on that. I mean, being realistic, I think from what Fernando said on Monday, it looks like Core might be doing an event around springtime. There's still some details that need to be ironed out on that.
We are going to have still details to be decided, but probably we'll organize some kind of event before the Evolution release. Something very short, and it will be streamed. Not everyone needs to come. I'm thinking about an afternoon with developers to really explain how deployment is going to happen. They gave a few hints today about EvoNet, what will be able at each phase, when the different parts are going to be released, because in the end, the people in this room and a few others who are not here are the ones who are really going to be pushing this everywhere. So everyone should really understand what's the process and what can you expect in the next few months. So that should happen hopefully in November. I still need to get some buy-in from the developers because what we want is a ton of information for you guys to manage. So depending on that, it will be a date or not. But the idea is to do one. We're going to do one in the US and one in Europe. In the US, in Arizona, because we have free space over there, and it's an easy thing. And then we'll find somewhere in Europe. So it's easier for people to approach something similar to the open house we did, I think, in 2016. So an afternoon and then some networking, things like that. And then, yes, once we launch Evolution, there should be another bigger event. we want to do that once it's in mainnet and it's been used a little. Because we want to build up, since it goes to mainnet, we probably want to hit a lot of meetups, create some excitement among developments, about developers, and then use some other bigger event to do our parallel conference in a city where there is already a lot of happening, so it's easier to pull people from outside the Dash ecosystem, because in the end what we all want is to grow the ecosystem. So, but for that we need more specific dates. We obviously don't know how much time it's going to be in testnet. So yeah, sometime in the spring, but before that, sometime before the end of the year, some sort of thing, just as an information session on what can be done, what not, the dates, the process, and all that, and create some excitement around what's we all have been waiting for so long, and it's gonna change things so much that well, I think we all will enjoy some more information.
Excellent, thank you, Fernando. Right, oh, blimey. We'll put that there. Hello, Sailor. Right, okay, so I know we are over time, so I promise I'll keep this short and sweet. But I would like Jan to stand here. Fabio, please come to the front. I wish Martin was here, but he's not. I hope you agree with me. These last few days have been fantastic. I've really enjoyed meeting many of you. Thank you to everyone that bought me beers last night. I went to bed far too late, but I wouldn't change it for the world. This event has been fantastic, and these two, and Martin, unfortunately he's not here right now, have done a phenomenal job. And it's been a team effort, and some other unsung heroes, Ash Francis and Rodrigo and Breezy, they've done the audio and visuals. So Martin, please come up. So Martin from the Bitcoin Embassy Switzerland, where we are today. We're still debating whether to rename it Dash. But now Martin's here, can we have another round of applause for the event organizers? Come on, show some love. That's some Dash love. Oh yeah. Excellent, that's what I want to hear. These are great guys, and like I said, I want to keep doing this. I want to keep going around the world. We're going to keep building this, and the community's great. We love Dash, and I just want to say that even though we've done a fantastic job working together to get this up and running, and the caliber and the quality and the delivery, the live stream, everything just came together. But it would not have been made possible if it wasn't for the sponsors as well. So please can we give a round of applause to the sponsors as well, please. Excellent. So I know many of you have got to go check out your hotels, get your luggage if you're coming to Dashtoberfest. I know we're over time, so I'll wrap this up now. So, as I closed it out earlier, as it went down pretty well, I think I've got something in my pocket. I wonder what that could be. Are you ready? That's right, I'm going to take my time. You good? Stay positive. Stay humble. But most importantly, stay Dashy. Thank you very much. Dash for the win. Dash is king of digital cash. Thank you, everyone. If you're not coming to Dashtoberfest, get home safe. We love you all. Mwah.